this is Mundan Raghavan, and this video we are going to detail about the Excel data table. In last video we have taken the Excel sheet and we have taken all the data into the data table. Let's see further on this. Let's go to the previous one, and here you can see selecting the file, launching the Excel, setting up the Excel worksheet and reading all the data into the Excel data. This is what we have seen in the last video. We will see more about the Excel data table. Generally, if we consider the Excel data, it will be the 2D, as you know, rows and columns, and it will have rows and columns, and the first row will be called as the headers or columns, and remaining all the rows will be considered as the data. Let's see as output also. Go to the variables, click here Excel data. Since we have not run for even for the first time, we will run it and see the data how it looks like. Run. Select the same file, open, and now if you open the Excel data, here you can see it has different rows and having the topics and data as the columns, and these are the column names which are date and topic. You can access each and every row by iterating the rows, and you can get any type of data inside this data table by using the column name or by using the indexes. We will see in detail how it works. Let's close this. First we will try to see the what are the different variables available for this. So for that we will just get the display message, and let's say show data generic message, and click on these variables. Here you can see the Excel data. Whenever you see some data, you can see the data type as well, and you can expand this, and predefined sub variables can be available here. For example, you get the Excel data, you want to know whether it is empty or not, you can see is empty, or you want to know how many rows are there in that Excel sheet, you can see the rows count. And here you can see the columns, so the list of column values, this can be used to get the different columns. And here you can see the column headers and the column names. We will go one by one. First we will get all the column headers. Again click here. Let's see, you clicked on the Excel data, now you click on the column headers. Select and save. Now try to run it again. Here you can see the column headers having only the date and topic as the columns. Now further we will go and we will see how to get the data. So before that we will understand how to get the data here one more time. The Excel data is the total variable name for the data table. If you want to get the data, for example, let's say I want to get the variables. Either you can go with the indexes or you can go with the column name. First of all, you need to iterate row by row. So that means that first the row will be taken, that means that 0, 15, 11, 2021, and the intro will be taken. In that, if you want to go the first value date, then either you can use the Excel data square bracket, in the double quotes you will be giving the date as the key. So that means that Excel data you are getting the value by using the key or column name which is the date, or otherwise you can go the index also. For example, Excel data, and then if you give the column number 0, it will be giving the first row. In that again if you put the another indexes, for example 0, it will be giving the date. So it is basically like a 2D array. It will be 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, and so on. Now let's go to the display message again, open. Now let's say I just want to prove that one. Before that we need to go row by row, right? So what we will do is like we will iterate everything. Now let's see for each. Now let's say I put it into the Excel worksheet, the values to iterate. Now let's say I am getting the Excel data table. Now save it. Now I put that display message inside the for loop and click edit. Here I will change it to the current item. Let's get it from here only to avoid the spelling mistakes. This is the current item, so that means that if you make the for each, what happens is like it will get the entire Excel data which you see here. For each time it will get that entire row which will be having the date and topic together. Let's see how it goes now. Run it. Now let's go to the file. Now here you can see the first row has been taken with the date as well as with the topic. Second row, third row and fourth row. So this way we can get the entire row into the iteration. If you want to get a specific item, let's go into this again. Here what I am going to do is like I know the column names, right? So let's say if I put the column name, for example, you know the first one is date, or let's take the topic. Now click save and again run it. Choose the file. Here you can see it's showing only the topic because the current row, in that current row I need to select only the values which responds to the or which is relevant to the column called topic. So in the topic whatever comes that only will be shown here. And another way is the same thing can be achieved by the indexes. Since we have only two columns, you can see first one as the index 0 and second one as the 1. So I am going to give the index value as 1. Since it's index, it's integer type, just click save again. Again you can run it. There will not be no difference. The only difference is we are getting from the index value. See the same output. Yes. Let's say now the scenario is like I want to iterate all the column names rather than getting only a specific column name or specific index. So in this scenario we may require another for each, because once you get the row you need to iterate one more time based on the different column names, and you need to get all the column names in the list. You don't need to create directly. You can go to the Excel data and here go to the column, and here you can see the columns, and here we will make change it to the columns. Now I will put it inside this one. So what happens is like first it takes individual row, the first for each loop it will take the individual rows. In that individual rows you are taking the columns, so that means that individual column will be taken and this column values will be put it into the current item. Let's say for example instead of putting the indexes here, what I am going to do is like here column name, and you don't need to provide multiple percentage symbol, it should be only one. Save it. Now it's clear. Now let's run it one more time. See now it's going to the first row. The first for each loop taken the first row. In that we are getting the column names, two column names. One is the date and topic. The date has been shown for the first row, and column topic has been shown for the first row. Now the second iteration comes with the second row. In that first column name again it goes to the date, and second goes to the topic, and so on. So this way we can understand for each loop as well as the data table. Basically in this video we have understood how to get the Excel data totally as a data table, and how to iterate each and every data row, and each and every individual cell values can be taken by using the Excel data variable and along with the topic, let's say the column name, or with the indexes. You can get all the column names by using the variables column names or the columns, so that you can see the entire column rows or column data. So this data, this list can be used inside for each loop, so that you can iterate the row with all the column names, and these columns will be the type of list. If you want to see again, you can see it. Let's say I want to add, or I want to show this one. Here you can see the columns. Let's go to the column names. Click here Excel data, Excel, and here you can see dot columns will be the list of text values. So that's the reason we are able to all the text values such as like a date and topic and so on. And you know that even list can be iterated like a data table. So that's the reason inner for each loop iterates all the text values which are date and topic. So this is all about this video. As usual, we have covered the same flow, which means that we open the Excel, we close the Excel, so that you will not have any impact to yourself for the next flows, or it will not have any impact for the other users to use the same file later stage. So this is all about this video. So thanks for watching and have a great day.